Today we are going to discover the place where the haka was born.
This morning we are leaving the awesome Haka Lodge in Taupo for the little town of Turangi. This is the end of our adventure in Taupo. We spent almost 2 weeks there, and it's with heavy heart that we are moving on to the next stage of our adventure.
The drive from Taupo to Turangi is about 45 minutes to 1 hour long, and the drive is absolutely stunning, circumventing the amazing Great Lake Taupo alongside cliffs. It's just a stunning view the whole way.
Today we are following my friend Casey on our way to Turangi because he knows the area so well and he wants to show us a lot of awesome pit stops. And the first one that we're going to be doing is Opotaka because it has a huge significance in the New Zealand culture. This is in this very spot in New Zealand that the famous All Blacks Haka was created.
It's also one of the little hidden stories. So everyone knows the Haka. Yeah. No one knows where it came from, exactly where in the country it came from. So it's cool to be able to say, look, it's actually from here.
Yeah.
Alright, so after learning that, I'm not going to mention that. So, the Haka was actually created right here, or at least the All Blacks Haka, because there is a lot of different Hakas. In fact, every Maori tribe had their own, and the All Blacks, the New Zealand rugby team, is performing one that was created right here in Opotaka.
After picking up a pie in Turangi at one of the best places to have a pie in New Zealand, according to Casey, we are going to this awesome lookout overlooking Lake Taupo and Turangi on our way to our main activity of the day, which is a walk around Lake Rotopounamu. This walk is only about 15 minutes drive out of Turangi and is an awesome place to get that full wilderness experience.
So we just arrived at the map, and here's how they named the beach here. There is a beach called 10-minute beach and there is a beach called 5-minute beach. However, the 5-minute beach is 10 minutes away, which makes sense. We're here, we're gonna go here, here, and all the way here and back.
Alright, so despite the confusing map, and that brings the subject of the timing when doing a walk. I just want to take a minute, guys, to tell you a little bit about the dog signs that are scattered around all the hikes in New Zealand. Very often you get a timing like 3 hours or 2 hours, but you always have to take those timings with a grain of salt. Very often those timings take in consideration every different level of fitness, and very often you'll do a 2-hour walk in about 45 minutes. But let's bring it back to this really amazing walk. We are walking around Lake Rotopounamu and the views are absolutely amazing when we have them. At the moment we are in the middle of the wide forest surrounding the lake, but from time to time we get to have a little bit of a peek to the beautiful lake. It's a beautiful sunny day today, so there is all those flares around, there is all those shadows. It's absolutely stunning. This lake and this walk is absolutely awesome. Plus there is a ton of wildlife. We are surrounded by birds. We can hear bird song all along the way. The views are so good because the lake is actually formed in a crater, so we are basically walking around the lake but with a bit of an overlook on it. It's actually a really cool position to get some awesome views. And on top of that, there is plenty of beaches along the way where we can actually stop at and check out the lake for ourselves, and we're arriving at the first one of the day.
When we emerge out of the forest, we arrive at this amazing and tranquil lake. It's super clear. I can't believe how clear the water is. And I'm always so surprised by that at the multiple lakes and rivers that I see around New Zealand. On top of that, we barely see anyone else for the whole walk. Only a couple of times do we walk past people, but other than that, we have this whole place to ourselves. And on top of that, we can see exactly why they called this lake Rotopounamu, because Roto means lake in Maori, but also Pounamu is the word for greenstone, and this lake has an amazing green colour to it. As we're relaxing alongside the lake, we can hear so many bird calls coming from the forest, and that's from all the different tui, and there's kereroo, fantail as well. So many native birds are in this forest, but apparently it wasn't always that way. There's a lot of conservation work put into this forest, which a lot of signs around this walk tell you all about. But because we do have some accommodation to check into this afternoon, we decide to get back onto the track and complete this walk. The whole walk itself takes about 2 hours to complete if you are going really slow, and we especially are going really slow because there's so many amazing birds to see, like this amazing tui, which is famous for the crazy sounds that it makes, like wobbly sounds, and they look really interesting. They have these 2 little white feathers underneath their neck, and their feathers shimmer with different blue hues in the sun. They're really awesome.
The tui bird is actually such a huge staple of New Zealand life that it's actually the name of its most popular beer. You can find those orange tui beer bottles almost everywhere in New Zealand, and that's the same thing for the tui bird. You can find them in almost every single forest around the country. But enough about drinking, we are now making our way back toward the car. I just want to point out that Lake Rotopounamu is one of the most accessible walks in New Zealand. It's super easy, there is plenty of sign, there is also plenty to learn about with tons of sign over trees and around the lakes. It's a really cool walk, and if you are traveling with a family, that's perfect to take the kids because it's not too long, not too short, and absolutely not strenuous. As for us, we are now checking in at the Turangi Kiwi Holiday Park, where we're going to be spending the next few nights as we explore the surrounding of the awesome Turangi.
Driving with the lake on the side, driving with the lake on the side.
Now that you can really see the lake.
There's the lake on the side, and you can't see it, but I'm driving with a beautiful lake view. You wish you could see that you would just make your way between Taupo and Turangi. Boom, do it, Rangi.